Good morning, my name is Liam Thompson. I'm a second year science student and I'm the communications officer at RUSU. I'm honoured to be welcoming you to RMIT and to 2021. I'm joined this morning by Louisa Bloomer and Vishal Bhatt, who have joined me to share some of their experiences. Orientation is all about celebrating the start of semester, meeting new people and exploring all the unique experiences and opportunities that RMIT has to offer. It's also a time for you to find your feet and get your head around how RMIT works, which can take some time. You can learn all about studying and succeeding at the How to RMIT online sessions, where you can meet other students and become part of the RMIT community. There are a heap of sport, culture and networking events happening all throughout February and March, so make sure you check out the RMIT orientation website for details and to register. Don't miss the live concert on the 25th of February, which you can watch here live at City Campus or online. That's proven to be very popular, so make sure you jump in fast or you're going to miss out. During today's event, you'll experience a personal welcome to country from a Boonwurrung traditional owner and a performance by Indigenous outreach projects. RMIT's leadership will share with you some key messages. We'll hear from RMIT's proud Vice-Chancellor, Martin Bean, and the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Vocational Education, Mish Eastman, who will welcome you to RMIT. Our keynote speaker, Louisa Bloomer, will share with us some of her experiences. She's an artist, a designer, and a current RMIT student. And third year student Vishal Bhatt will inspire you with ideas on how he got through his first few years at RMIT. If you have any questions for our guests, make sure you ask them on the stream now and label them as questions so we can find them later. At RMIT, we recognise and respect the unique culture and contributions that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people make to our communities. In Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander culture, it is respectful to formally wominjeka or welcome people to Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander land or country. I'd like to now introduce Boonwurrung traditional owner Garen Yarraman Steele to give a welcome to country, followed by a performance by Indigenous outreach projects. Feel free to take a break and dance along.
Wominjeka, Merrimbik, Boonwurrung Namda, Baraptan Atuwillam. In the words of the Boonwurrung, welcome to our beautiful home, land of the two bays. My name is Garen Yarraman Steele, and I'm an RMIT alumni. As well as this, I'm also a traditional owner or traditional custodian of the lands of the Boonwurrung people. RMIT is located on the lands of the Boonwurrung and the Woiwurrung people. And according to the traditions and stories of those people, this land was created by Bunjil. Bunjil is the wedge-tailed eagle, and also by Wa, who protects our waterways and travels as the crow. Bunjil taught the Kulin people to always welcome guests, but required us to ask all guests to make two promises. The first promise was not to harm the land or the children of Bunjil. The second promise was to honour and respect the laws of Bunjil, our Wirangi Bik. To understand these laws, we have to look at the values of Aboriginal people. For the Kulin people, we look at the value of knowledge, for instance, or yulenj, the understanding of responsibility to knowledge that we have, responsibility to pass that knowledge down to future generations. We look at the value of jambana, or coming together for a shared purpose. The Kulin people always believed in inviting diversity into their groups, understanding the strength of diversity as it widens our lens, but also understanding that they needed to bind that diversity with common purpose, finding the things that we have in common rather than focusing on the things that make us different. And finally, honouring sacred ground. What this really means for all of us is paying respects to the people and stories that have come to pass on the land where we stand. As Australians, whether you're a first generation, you're an international student, or like me, you're an Aboriginal person, we should all be able to celebrate the 80,000 years of human history that has occurred on the lands where we stand. If we can honour these values, we can pay respects and we can keep our promise to Bunjil. And I can say once again in the words of my ancestors, Wominjeka, Merrimbik, Boonwurrung Namda, Baraptan Atuwillam. Thank you.
Hey, it's your brother boy Balaniba. I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of this beautiful country on which we live, breathe, and connect on, and pay our respects to the elders both past, present, and emerging. We are called IOP, the Indigenous Outreach Projects. We are a multicultural collective that promotes health and well-being through the arts, music, and dance. We'd like to give a big shout out to the students of 2021 and welcome you back. We hope you have a deadly year this year. Please give it up for my sister girl, Nayoka, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Smoke fill the sky, smoke fill my eye. Smoke the opposition with spirit that they despise. Cleansing my soul and hope that it overrides every bad spirit. Can you feel it? Switch the vibe. 60,000 plus, that can't be hours up. These ancestors that can bless us to power up. And we just out of luck, and we just out for love. So we poke at the fire in the smoke we trust, now open up. I said, I know it's connected. I got some brothers from the TV well respected. And all the family from Kubengi to collected. You feel the smoke in the air whenever we connected.
Oh yeah. Everyone give it up for Bala, Nawi and Nayoka. Everyone get ready because we want you guys to get involved as well.
Ele
bulls, the emu. Bring it back. Now the kangaroo. And bring it back. And everyone take a pose. We're Indigenous outreach projects. Everyone enjoy your year. Thank you.
As you're walking around our different campuses, keep an eye out for these Indigenous markers. There's more than I'm about to list, and I'm not going to tell you where to find all of them, so consider it an orienteering challenge. The Negara Willem Centre. The Negara Willem Centre is a gathering place for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students on campus. It's also a place for the whole university community to drop in and gain a better appreciation of Indigenous culture. Wurrungi Bik, Law of the Land, is a 2.4 metre possum skin cloak forged from cast steel and iron. Indigenous artist Dr. Vicky Cousins says it conjured the spirit of Bunjil, the great creator spirit, in a towering possum skin cloak to watch over the country and make sure things are okay. I'll give you a hint to find it. It can be found in a sort of library. The Kilbundura Scarred Trees and Heritage Trail. One of our campuses has 6 scarred trees which serve as rare and fragile reminders of the resource gathering techniques used by hundreds of generations of Australia's Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Kilbundura is named after a Wurundjeri clan ancestor who was present at the signing of the Batman Treaty in 1835, which marked the arrival of European colonists to the area. Kilbundura's descendants help us to prepare this trail, which you can find by going to the Flora Vale and Peppercorn Tree near Building 202 and following the totem poles. One of the greatest parts about orientation is making new friends. You can meet other students over food and drink at the historic Oxford Scholar Hotel. Make sure you check out the RMIT orientation webpage for details and to register. Before we hear from our guests, we have a message from RMIT's leadership, the Vice-Chancellor Martin Bean and Deputy Vice-Chancellor Vocational Education Mish Eastman. Make sure you add any questions in to the chat section if you have any questions for our guests. But before that, let's hear from the Vice-Chancellor.
Wominjeka everyone, I'm Martin Bean, proud Vice-Chancellor and President of RMIT, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you to the start of a new year for our university community. Whether you're just starting out or you're continuing your studies in 21, I want to tell you that it's going to be a year like no other. We went through an extraordinary experience in 2020, and I know many of you did it tough. I'm confident the resilience and capacity to adapt you demonstrated last year are exactly the skills that are going to help you thrive in your studies and the new world of work. Over the summer break, we were all reminded that COVID is still with us and just how important it is that we remain vigilant. We all need to keep being COVID safe, so please take care of each other and respect the new ways of interacting on campus that are designed to keep all of us safe. I can't wait to welcome you back, and we're doing all we can to create a vibrant and exciting campus experience. It may be a little different at the moment, but you can still participate in clubs, sports, and on societies, and make all those connections that are so much a part of our university experience. Make the most of what's on offer, and if you're unsure, reach out and ask for our help, because we're here to make your RMIT days the best they can be. Take care and say hi when you see me on campus.
Wominjeka everyone, I'm Mish Eastman, Deputy Vice-Chancellor of the College of Vocational Education, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to the start of what is going to be an amazing year for all of us in vocational education. I have a few words of advice for you on how to approach this year in our new COVID-safe environment, and these include some tips and tricks. Be brave. Don't shy away from the opportunities our university has to offer you. Say yes. When people offer you an opportunity, don't overthink it, just say yes. You never know what door it could open for you. And also, ensure you purposefully put time aside to do focused work on your studies. Although things may be a little different at the moment, we're dedicated to ensuring you have an exceptional learning experience and an amazing 2021. I wish you all the best for the year ahead. And if you do see me around campus, please stop and say hello.
Thank you very much to the Vice Chancellor and Deputy Vice Chancellor for taking the time to welcome us today. If you see the Vice Chancellor around, make sure you stop him and say hi, because I hear he likes to chat to students around campus. Next up, I'd like to introduce my RUSU colleague and Vocational Education Officer, Sheldon Gade, who will share with us some of the things that RUSU can help you out with on your RMIT journey.
Hi everyone, my name's Sheldon and I am your RUSU VE officer for the year. O-Week is both an exciting and scary time with new opportunities. RUSU is here to help you through them and support you on your university journey. RUSU is RMIT's only 100% student-run organization, run by elected student reps for you. RUSU runs a wide range of student services, including activities and events, student rights, clubs and societies, and welfare. One of our main roles is advocacy. While most of RMIT's staff are happy to help students out when you face difficulties, RMIT is a huge bureaucracy, and sometimes it feels like you hit a brick wall. That's what RUSU is here to help with. Our student rights officers are here to help with issues such as university appeals, enrollment or fee issues, and complaints that are being ignored or dismissed as not important. RMIT teaches hundreds of courses, and unfortunately, I only study one of them. So it is important for us in representing you that you contact us when you're facing issues. Much like going to the doctor, the earlier we diagnose an issue, the easier it is to solve and the better the outcome for everyone. We also support student welfare through our Compass drop-in centres. Compass is a referral service for students facing life difficulties, including mental health, risk of homelessness, Centrelink, financial issues, and family or other personal issues such as domestic violence. Compass also has several food banks around RMIT, which can be accessed by students in need. I moved to Melbourne in my first year, and with no family in Melbourne, I understand the challenges many of you face living out of home for the first time. And you are not alone, with 50% of all university students facing financial difficulties. Throughout the year, depending on COVID restrictions, we hope to run a range of activities, including free food trucks on campus, a weekly barbecue with free beer for RUSU members, pop-up bars, and stress-less events including yoga and massages. To keep up to date with what the RUSU VE department is doing this year, and to see our events, exclusive giveaways and offers, like our Facebook page RUSU VE, join the Facebook group RUSU VE Space. This is where we will be posting our offers. And finally, you can become a RUSU member online. Kicking off 2021, we are currently running our first giveaway for the year, where we'll be giving away a $200 Bluetooth speaker and 3 $50 gift cards. To enter, all you have to do is join the RUSU VE Space group and fill out a short survey. If you have any questions either today or throughout the year, or need help with either life or RMIT, please don't hesitate to send me an email at sheldon.gate@rmit.edu.au. Welcome to RMIT and enjoy your first week.
Thanks for that, Sheldon. If you have any questions or need to find any information about what RUSU does on campus, go to the RUSU website for info on clubs, giveaways, and a whole lot more. I'd now like to introduce our first guest. Third year student Rashad Butt is going to now share with you some of his tips for how to survive at RMIT and share with you his experiences. Thank you, Rashad.
Thanks, Liam. Hey, my name is Rishabh, and I am currently studying my final semester doing my master's in aerospace engineering. Cool stuff, right? I know. Some of the biggest challenges I've had, honestly, is finding buildings because but then it's fine. How to RMIT helps with how to find buildings at RMIT because all of them are just so randomly numbered and you don't really know where to go, where you have to go. But honestly, one of the biggest challenges is time management because while I realize we have to put in so much time doing academics, even outside of classes, doing your assignments, working, earning some money, and also having fun and just living the university life. So it was really just time management, which I learned eventually. Some of the highlights is that I volunteered a lot in my first semester and otherwise, and that got me a job as a casual at the Student Life, which was so much more fun, and I think I learned a lot doing a lot of volunteering and also doing fun stuff for students, which is just giving back to the community. As long as 3 of my best tips are concerned for all your first years, is that you really need to venture out there, be a little brave, dare to go beyond academics and explore what the university has to offer. 2 is to use university resources, the library, all the support that the university has to offer to its students. There's just so much out there. If you find any difficulty, the university is there to help you. And the third one would definitely be to work on your people skill, volunteer, and just go out there, because these people skill is what makes you personable and can make you more employable in the future once you're finished, because definitely grades do make a lot of impact, but then at the same time it's your people skill that makes you more personable and and more nicer as a human being. So just go out there and venture. Those will be my 3 top tips to take.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. You have to take the time at uni to do more than just study. It's a time to become more well-rounded and to become more active in the community. I'd now like to introduce our keynote speaker. Lou Bloomer is currently studying an associate degree in fashion design and technology. She has done so much I couldn't even hope to remember all of it. She's started at RMIT studying a Certificate 4, and now she's moving on her pathways through her career. Let's hear from her now, and she can share with us her story of success. Thank you, Lou.
Thank you, Liam. Hi, I'm Lou Bloomer. Actually, I have to make an amendment. I finished my associate degree in fashion design and technology at the end of last year, and this year I have moved into the Bachelor of Fashion Design. So I've done a further step up in my pathway at RMIT. So I started 3 years ago with the Certificate 4 in Textile Design and Development. And that was really fun. That was only for 1 year, and then the associate degree for 2 years. And now I'm going on to the Bachelor. It's been really interesting. I'm originally from Grafton in northern New South Wales, which is half country, half beach, half city. It all depends on who you talk to. I was born on Bundjalung country and have just always grown up being a part of the Bundjalung community. My ancestors reign from the Kamilaroi Nation. Their tribe was the Anawan, which is on the border of the Kamilaroi Nation. And I'm not sure what else I should tell you guys. It's been an awesome time here at RMIT, studying, making friends. It was hard the first year, and I was nervous the first year, especially with orientation days and signing up to sports. There's so many groups, there's so many clubs. It's fantastic. But even though I was nervous and I didn't know anyone, signing up to those groups and those clubs meant that I was able to meet people in the exact same position as I was, and they didn't know anyone either, so we all felt the same. We were all nervous, but we all made friends. It was great.
Well, I think we're going to go into the fireside chat now, but I think you pretty much covered off on that first question. Was just, how did you, at your first year of uni, how did you overcome that terrifying feeling of arriving somewhere and not knowing anyone? Rishabh, how did you
for me, it was an entirely different country. I moved from India to Australia, and quite to my surprise, I almost instantly felt at home. I think it was just about the people being more nicer and very warming in a way. And I think as far as uni is concerned, I was definitely scared because a lot of people have told me so many different things about universities abroad, but it took me by surprise. I just really was my own self, and I went out there, volunteered, because I love being involved in student activities and just getting to know people and everything. It's just I am an extrovert at times when it comes to that. So, but definitely, how will they judge me? Will they not judge me? What would they think about me? Those thoughts were definitely there. But I think I just had to let go and, be out there a lot more, and just have an open mind about different things, because you might experience a lot of things that you probably did not in your past years, and just learn. That's the motto. Really, yeah.
Yeah, I relocated from Brisbane to Melbourne when I first started at RMIT, and you have to get involved in stuff that's outside your normal class structure.
True.
Get into the volunteering, get into the clubs, get into everything like that. It makes university such an amazing experience.
Yep.
Seriously, everyone, do it. All right. So next question, Louisa, what motivates you in life?
Food.
Food. Very simple.
Probably not the answer you want, but that is real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Food is my life.
I would concur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just getting through assignments. I look at my food at the end, what's my treat?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of assignments. I mean, it's not
That's
bad,
it.
but it is good. Yeah.
You got to reward yourself somehow.
You
When you
do.
go through, sometimes those stressful situations, you're really struggling with everything. You just need to give yourself some sort of reward, something to look forward to at the end.
Absolutely true. Yeah, I think it's food for me too, and really just looking forward to a life that I eventually want to live. Everybody has this image in their head, in the future I want to live like this, and I want to do these things. I want to make a difference in the world and everything. So I think I just look at that, and that really is what my inspiration and motivation to really do whatever I do is. So I think it's just that, but definitely food. I've come to think about a lot more food.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got that sort of broad, sort of long-term, this is where I want to be, this is why I'm here. And then you've got the short-term, food.
Yeah.
Keep me going on
Exactly.
the way. Yes, that's fantastic. So to both of you, who inspires you and why? To Louisa first.
Who inspires me? Probably my parents. And this is not scripted by them, but yeah, probably my parents. They're both, I guess, high achievers. They do a lot of work. They do a lot of work for themselves, for our family, for the community. They're always following their goals and their dreams in life. So I think that's something, we, as much as we need to work in life, and nothing in life comes easy, life is hard, I think we still need to chase our goals and, I guess, center ourselves in remembering that we are I have a TED talk that we are the center of our own universe.
Yeah.
Nothing in our world exists without us.
True.
Our mother is not our mother without us.
Yeah.
So I feel we need to look at ourselves for inspiration. I think we need to look up to ourselves and what we can be and what we can do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing. Rashad?
For me, well, I think I would agree to the last bit of what Louisa said. For me, I look to myself for inspiration and just the world around me for inspiration, because definitely our parents have been there, they've done things, and sometimes looking at the hardships that my parents have faced, I feel like I don't want to experience so many of those hardships that they've had. Obviously, the hardships that I would face are a lot more different when it comes to my own experience, but I think I just try to draw as much inspiration as I want to be, and from the picture I have in my head about where I would want to be eventually. So my short-term goals are defined from that. But otherwise, just seeing everybody happy, and I just kind of draw inspiration. Yes, I want to be happy too, and just do my bit. And I really just draw inspiration from all those things that I see, not a very specific person. I don't know. Is that a bad thing? I don't know.
No, hey, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
If you've got any questions, guys, make sure you add them into YouTube now. We'd love to hear from you. And yeah, so I got a question here. What are your best habits that may help new students?
Ooh, that's a hard one. My best habits. Oh, okay. It sounds so simple, but it's very mentally. You have to, tell yourself is just when you have something to do, just do it. And as much as you might want to procrastinate or put it off, do it later, you're just going to have to do it later. So why not do it now?
Exactly.
Get it done. Yeah.
Definitely time management, because they just during the pandemic and being in lockdown, I've just realized that the days just went by really quickly. I mean, in my head, I'm just still celebrating the start of 2021 and we're already here almost like halfway into February, and I'm like, what just happened? So I think it is really just being to the point and really getting things done, like chop chop, as I would say. And that's really what really needs to be done. That's a habit everybody needs to cultivate, and you can do a lot of things in life.
Yeah, I'd say just being patient but honest with yourself.
Yeah.
You can't beat yourself up too much if things start to go wrong, but also you're here to do a job at the end of the day, you're here to do your coursework, you're here to get your qualifications. So it's just about striking that balance, I think, between being forgiving and being a little bit harsh.
Yeah.
So I got another question. What can you do today that you weren't capable of doing last year?
That is really quite a difficult question.
I don't know, I'm actually giving it a lot of thought.
Yeah.
What can I do today that I wasn't able to do last year? Well, I definitely can take care of plants. I mean, like most of us, right? But otherwise, I think it's just come to a lot more focus as to what I want to do next, and really just concentrate on academics, because I seem to have been working on my people skills for a while now. And with the last semester here, that I just need to focus on academics and really just like ace that. So is that a capability? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, just being in front of everyone here today, through what I've been involved in at RMIT, it sort of expanded my ambitions and capabilities and everything so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not a naturally confident public speaker. So to be here today speaking to everyone is really a result of what I've done here and what I've done over the last few years.
Kudos to that.
Yeah, you could have fooled me. You seem like a natural at this.
All right, so we've got another question here. What lifts your spirits when life gets you down?
You're going to hate this answer, but food?
That's what it is, yeah.
Food and nature, I think. I take myself out on a lot of hikes, and I've been doing that since the lockdown's been lifted. Been doing that a lot, just getting myself sunburned. The sunscreens are a hoax; they don't work. But really, just nature rejuvenates myself in a lot of different ways, physically, mentally. Although I'm exerting myself physically, but it still just makes me feel alive. So yeah, I just do that, and a lot of food definitely at the end of it, because you need a lot of food to hike.
That's true.
So so that's what I do to make myself feel good when I'm down.
I think because you're then also stepping away from your uni work, and it's very easy to get so muddled and entwined in the uni work, and you can spend all hours working and then have no social life because you're spending so much time working. And I feel that only then kind of hurts your work.
True.
Yeah. So,
I agree. Just take yourself out of the chaos for a while.
You've got to step back sometimes.
Yeah, definitely, because it's good for your studies as well, just to take some time out of your normal environment. Yeah, for me as well, getting out into nature, because otherwise all you sort of know is your place, the train, uni, the train back, in your place again, and maybe go out to the pub every once in a while. But actually breaking that pattern and getting out and doing something completely different, it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So we've got a question from Lily. Lily is asking, was it hard to manage study and work-life balance?
Ooh, in my course, because even though we're full-time, we are on campus 4 to 5 days a week, 6 hours classes, and then we also have actual practical work at home. and then assignments as well
Yeah.
as homework from class. So it's chaotic. It's very difficult, and I've struggled a lot with, I guess, being able to, you know, balance it all and, you know, be time efficient
True.
and still have a social life. And I find it's very difficult. And honestly, I can't give any really good tips because I'm still struggling with it. I'm still learning. But I think it is, just when you have something to do it then and there. But remember to take a step
Relax.
back and,
True.
you know, get out and see the world and, relax.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
Sure. That's exactly what I do. Like, it's been difficult, and as an aerospace engineer, it's just a lot of work. A lot of mathematics, a lot of computing, and sometimes it just gets super exhausting. But at the same time, I am somebody who does not like doing anything outside of class. Like, I hate doing that. That was always a struggle for me. But then I started just getting onto it when I had to, instead of just pushing it all away for the last minute or whatever. So it's just do it when you have to, and you can enjoy life. And I haven't had any problems for almost over a year now. So I think I have been managing it good, and my grades have been doing beautifully well as well. So I don't think I have a problem so far. But it is a bit of a struggle to start, and then I think you can just like shoot up into the sky. Wow, look at the pun.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've got a lot of questions coming in about what's happening on campus. You can go to the orientation website for a full list of activities. There's so much fun stuff happening. Get involved in all of it. I can't wait, personally. I love O Week. It's my favourite time of year. And just before we go off today, are there any final comments or tips from you guys? Is there anything you want to share before we go today?
I want to say, I think everyone should really get into RUSU, sign up to RUSU.
Lots of free stuff.
Yes, that's true. But they always have events, and they always share events from clubs and groups. There's always something going on, and there's always people in the same position as you that are wanting to make friends, are wanting to get out, are wanting to learn and experience. So definitely step outside your bubble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Volunteer. Just go out there, meet people. And RUSU offers a lot of volunteering opportunities, and so does student life at RMIT. So just go out there and get to know a lot of people. I think that just helps a lot. Do you agree? Just don't coop yourself up into that cocoon of academics, because there's so much out there. Just go and venture and live a life. That's what I think.
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have any questions about RUSU stuff, please send me a message. I run the RUSU Facebook page. If you would like to know anything, message me any time of the day. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, we hope you got something out of today. This is a really exciting time to be a student, especially with what's been going on. So please, like, reach out to RMIT and to RUSU if we can help you with anything. Well, in the language of the Boonwurrung, Noon Gujin, thank you very much, and welcome to RMIT.